So I'm thinking about my view on women serving in the military as sailors, soldiers, whatever. Basically, I'm thinking of women in the military and why I have concerns about women serving in the military. And I'm doing this to explain my concerns or try and explain why I think the way I do. And I'm trying to explain it, and what I think it is that I think that men serving as soldiers and sailors and whatever in the military, I think men do more work and take greater risks, and I think that men working in the military make it possible for women to serve in the military as well. In other words, it is the work of men and the role of men that makes it possible for women to serve. Women would not be able to function in the army or navy or air force or whatever without the men there making it possible. And I think that's what it comes down to when I think about my opinion of women in the military. I think in the same way we could have 15-year-old children serving as soldiers on some army base or whatever. That would be possible because there are adult soldiers making it possible. Because the adult soldiers are there, it's possible to have child soldiers as well. But the child soldiers could not function by themselves, and they're only able to function because of the presence of adult soldiers, the adult military personnel. And I think that's my concern about women operating in the military. It is that female soldiers can only function as soldiers because of the presence of men working as soldiers. They are not independent functionaries. It is the work of men and the presence of men that makes it possible for women to serve as soldiers. Women couldn't serve as soldiers by themselves. And that's my concern about women operating in the military. The fact is, it's only possible for women to serve as soldiers because of the men in those roles making it possible. It's not independent presence. Women can only be there because of the men. So it is not an equal and fair representation of their functions. I think that's my main concern. In the same way, we could have 15-year-old children serving as soldiers because we have adults working that would make it possible. 15-year-old children couldn't serve as soldiers by themselves. So in the same way as children can serve as soldiers because of the adults working in those roles, that's the same way that we have women working in the military. It's because of the men working there that makes it possible. So it is not fair spread of work. It's not equal. So that's the concern that I have about women serving in the military. The men take a greater burden as a result, and the men make it possible for women to serve in the military. So I don't think this is fair, and it needs to be recognised that men take greater risks and do more work than women in the military. I think this should be acknowledged, and I suppose when it comes down to it, men should be paid more, because women can only be there in those roles because of the presence of the men.